Well, hello there. How are you doing today? Come on in and come sit with me for a minute. Happy Monday to you all. I hope that your Monday has been a good one and that your weekend was full of rest and relaxation, ready to gear up for the week ahead of you. The girls and I had a nice quiet weekend. We had a lot of rain in our area, and so it felt good just to kind of hunker down and be homebodies this weekend, do a bit of crocheting, binge watch some shows, and yeah, that's what we did this weekend. Today I wanted to just talk to you and chat with you a bit about some of the comments that I am reading in the comment section of my videos when I give an update. And I know that I don't need to explain myself. I know that. I know that for those of you who are here for the journey and for the support, you understand and you don't need an explanation. But there is something that has been weighing on me, a few somethings that has been weighing on me that I feel like I want to talk about because I want to put a voice to it. And I just haven't felt like I was in a place or in a space that I could do that. Now I know that this content, it's not for everybody, and it may be growing tiresome to some. But what I will tell you is that there is DIY content to come. I am coming back and I am getting stronger every day. And so I would hope that you will hold out for that because I feel like I'm gonna come back stronger and better than ever. I just need to heal on my terms. And so if this isn't something that you wanna watch, it isn't gonna offend me if you don't watch it. I just hope that it isn't a reason or a cause for you to unsubscribe because there is so much more inspiration to come, I can promise you that. For the most part, there is so much support that the girls and I receive day to day from the community that has been built here on my channel. And I don't know that there is even enough words or a way to verbalize it or voice how much we appreciate the support, the unwavering support that we have gotten from so many of you. When I say we feel it, we genuinely feel the support and we know we are cared about by so many of you. At times I don't feel worthy of it. I feel like I'm at a loss for words, and it's just very truly humbling to me. There are times that there are comments in the comment section of my videos, and I just kind of want to touch on some of those. And I think that some of them are people that may be well-intended, some may be from people that have a differing opinion than me, and some of them are coming from an unkind and cruel place. And I know that so many of you are gonna say that I shouldn't pay those any mind, I shouldn't feed into it, engage into it, put any energy into it. But sometimes when you feel less than, it's easier said than done. I feel like if I feel this way, then there's somebody else out there who feels this way too. I've been on YouTube for 10 years now, and in that 10 years, I've had a bit of loss. And when I lost my mom, I found it very therapeutic to come on here, share how we did her memorial, share what I did with her flowers, and just talk about it. And I did the same thing with my sister. Then I did it with my divorce with Jeff. And I decided to bring you along with me on the journey when Ray got diagnosed with cancer a couple of years ago, because it was my way of coping and sharing what I was going through. Why did I do that? I've had people in my life, not just here on YouTube, that questioned why I share what I share about my life on YouTube. There are people on both YouTube and in my everyday life that say this is not something that I should be putting out for people to hear, that it's too much information, it's too personal. And then I've had people in my life that just didn't understand what I was getting from putting this out on my channel to people that I didn't know, that didn't know me. And I was being told that I was making myself a victim and it was woe is me. And that wasn't the case at all. And what I say to that is there are not a lot of people that are in my life that can understand what it feels like to lose a child, to lose my son, and to lose him the way that we lost him, the way that I lost him. I would say that those people haven't had a loss like that they've had to face in their life. And a lot of the people in my life have never even been faced with cancer. And so they couldn't understand. And talking to them, I could talk to them and they would listen the best that they could. But sometimes there just wasn't comfort in that because they couldn't understand. And when somebody doesn't understand what you're going through, it is a very lonely, isolating feeling. When you talk to somebody and you're expressing what you're feeling and you don't get the responses that you need or that make you feel better, it leaves you feeling unheard or not understood. So not only were the girls and I dealing with the loss of Ray and the way he passed, grieving that, but then 6 months after Ray passed, we were faced with finding out the truth about our life with Jeff, their dad and stepdad. Finding out that he had been having an ongoing affair the last 2.5 years of our life with him. So much so that he had a hidden cell phone for her. That shook us to our core. And we had to grieve both of those things differently. There were different feelings for both those situations, for Ray and for Jeff. When it came to Ray, we were all grieving, but grieving differently. When it came to finding out the truth about our life with Jeff, that was hard because we were grieving Ray and we were now finding out about Jeff and all of the deception that not only transpired during the last 2.5 years of our marriage, but the deception that transpired after the marriage until Ray passed and then after Ray passed and what we were led to believe in that time period. And that caused Kayla to get angry. I was emotional and Allie got silent. She got very quiet. And in those moments of grieving both and mourning both and dealing with both at the same time, there were times where I felt like I physically couldn't breathe, like my head was barely coming up above water. And then I had 2 other humans that I was responsible for that were also grieving Ray and Jeff in their own way. And then I had to watch them go through that pain of both Ray and Jeff. And it was so much. And there was nobody in our life that could understand what we had just been through with Ray, the loss we were feeling, and then the betrayal that we were feeling from Jeff, and what that betrayal did to us, what it changed, what it broke inside of us that we now had to heal from. And So I did the only thing I knew to do. And that was turn to a place where I knew that if I told my story and I was vulnerable and transparent, that there would be somebody in this world that understood. And I needed that. I needed somebody to know how I felt. So I felt less alone. I was in this very dark place and I couldn't get out of it. And there were people that I needed to just stick their hand in that dark place and pull me out of it. And nobody could. But I would get a comment on YouTube after I posted a video, and there would be somebody who understood, that would say something to me. And I would think to myself, wow, that is exactly how I feel, or that is exactly what I thought, or that is exactly what I'm thinking. And then I felt less alone. It's been about 7 or 8 months since the girls and I learned about that betrayal. And that's not something that you can just let go of. Betrayal trauma is awful. And unless you've experienced it, it's not something that you can explain, and it's not something you just get over. Especially a betrayal to the magnitude of 2.5 years out of a 17-year marriage with a hidden phone. Now, am I dwelling? I'm not, but really think about that. And when that sinks in and you think about what those 2.5 years look like, what that person said and did, and it hurts. And then after Ray passed, what life looked like, and the deception and the misleading was awful. I didn't think that Jeff had it in him to do what he did. I knew Jeff didn't have that in him. That's how much I knew it. I knew Jeff would never do anything like that to me. And that was where a safety and a comfort that I had always needed my whole life came from, was that man who I knew wouldn't do that to me. So imagine being told your whole life that the sky is green, and you believe that the sky is green. And then one day, somebody tells you that the sky is blue. Imagine how disorienting that is. Imagine all the things that go through your head. Why did this person tell me the sky was green for so long? What did they get out of telling me the sky was green? Why did they do that to me? Why did they lie to me that way? Why did they mislead me that way? Why? And you are left to process that and sort through that. And not only did he do that to us, but then he allowed that woman to say the awful things that she said to us and get away with it and still see value in her. So why did I come on here and share that? Because there are other people who went through this same thing that understand what I'm feeling. They understand the betrayal that I am feeling, and I don't feel alone. I'm doing what I need to do, and that's heal. And I'm doing therapy, and it's working. And this isn't something that we're gonna heal from in a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year. It's gonna take time. But you know what? I am coming back. I am waking up. Every day I'm feeling better. Some days are harder than others. Some days I don't feel as strong as some of you tell me that I am. Some days I just don't see it. But then I read a comment and somebody says, "You are so strong and you inspired me to get out of bed today." And then I realize what my purpose is. And I realize that sharing my story is helping somebody. And that makes me feel better. So I say to you, if you are that person that maybe just doesn't understand because you've never been through it, or you're growing tired of this content, maybe just think about what you're saying to a person before you say it, because you never know the day that they might be having. And if you're somebody who is saying the awful things that you say in the comment section because you're just cruel and vile, I have no advice for you. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And for those of you who support and are here for the journey and the ride, thank you doesn't seem like enough to say. But thank you. The girls and I, we thank you. Until next time, I'm gonna ask that you try to stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy. But most of all, this one might be a hard one and you might need to dig deep, but I believe in you. You're gonna try and find a little bit of positive in each day, because I sure as heck am trying. Bye for now, everybody. Bye for now.